Right, it was right about this spot here, looking this way, where I saw what looked like a very large black bear crossing the road up there on the third rise. And he was looking right at me. I was on a quad, my son was on the back. This is like 4 years ago. And it was unusually large, and its legs were kind of disproportionately long. Like, you know, black bears usually, the bigger they are, usually the stockier they look, because they get pretty roly-poly. This guy was really long-legged and lanky, and his neck appeared to be longer also than your average black bear, and his snout appeared to be shorter. So that's like 100 yards from here, and my eyesight over 100 yards is actually pretty good. I can see pretty good, you know, long distance. I have to use readers to see stuff up close. So, and it was on all fours. It crossed from left to right. And it went in the bush right about here, right in there. And the road was pretty soft at that time, softer than it is now. Like, you could see tracks, and they were, well, they looked like black bear tracks. You couldn't see any claws, but it looked like a good sized track, like 5 inches wide is, yeah, that's ballpark. And me and my son, of course, we were out here. My son had LEH bull out here at the time, if I remember right. So, and I can call bull moose pretty good. This has grown up since we were here. Like, you know, it makes for better hunting before this gets too grown up. But this is where we came. And, oh, look at that. Someone threw out their furniture. Isn't that weird? Yeah, someone threw out their leather furniture. Well, the weather's really turning for shit right now, unfortunately. I wish I could say I was surprised. The day I come out here with my son, there was like a weather anomaly going on. Like, it had just kind of suddenly rained. It rained fairly steady for, oh, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe, and then it quit, and the clouds lifted, and all these trees here, you can see better in here. Like, it's getting really grown up now, but you see that big rock? That's where my son was standing on that rock there, and he was calling, and or I was calling, sorry, and he was, you know, looking to see if something would come out of the bush. This is no longer a great spot for moose hunting because the trees have gotten too grown up. Anyway, the mist or steam was coming off the trees, and it looked, well, creepy, like Halloween creepy. And so my son, he was in there, and I went in this side. I think I was a little further down. think I was. And I said to my son, like, you know, be ready to go because there's an unusually large black bear in this area, and we could get, you know, you might just punch a black bear tag today. But this is the weird thing is, you know, and I know people don't want to believe in, well, they don't want to believe in Bigfoot. And, you know, like, they want to believe that everybody who sees them is full of shit or something. And, anyway, let's just see if I can find exactly where I was. I was on the, yeah, there's the stump I was standing on. I was over here. And I was standing on this stump. I do believe this is the one. Yeah, I think so. And you could actually see pretty good in here at the time. I like to say that, you know, you got this mist coming off the trees and it just going out. It almost looked like smoke. Like it really did look, well, creepy, kind of spooky, like Halloween, right? So anyway, so I'm not very far away from my son. And I could hear, now what the hell broke off these branches like this? That's fucking weird. You see that? Like, all the branches are broke off about 6 foot high. Yeah, 6-7 feet high. What does that? It's very weird. Yeah, it is. I could hear this sound, like it sounded like fur rubbing against branches. And it sounded also kind of like static electricity. And so I looked to the south of me towards my son, and there was this pear-shaped, like guitar body shaped thing floating in the air, and it looked like ripply water or like saran wrap. And I felt very well, intimidated by it. Like, I didn't know what I still don't really know what it was, to be honest with you. Like, I suspect it was some kind of portal, or I really don't know. I think it had something to do with that you know, oddly proportioned bear I'd seen earlier, because in this area, like, I'm in Prince George, BC. Basically, I'm like 30 some kilometers east of Prince George, and I'm east of Tabor Mountain. And I mean, there's no point in giving the exact location, because the only people that see these things are the people that these things reveal themselves to. These things run around and they appear to be bears, and everybody who sees them thinks they just saw a bear. Nobody wants to acknowledge there's something else going on. So anyway, here's this like guitar body shaped thing suspended in the air, and it's making this weird little kind of staticky, crackly noise. And so I said, who are you? And nothing. And I had my rifle pointed at it, and I made sure that I had a bullet in the chamber, because I was definitely feeling some anxiety about this thing. And anyways, then I heard this like pop sound, just like when you pop the tab on a pop can or a beer can or something. And the inside of my scope turned white, like it looked like it was right full of ice. And so I turned my scope sideways so I could just sight down the barrel, because I figured if something was going to happen, it was going to probably happen fast, because this weird thing floating in the air near me was 5-6 feet away from me, right? And it was just one of them things where my hair's standing up, and then it just kind of vanished. And I got freaked out and I went and stood beside my son. I'd been moose calling over there, you know, where I'd saw this thing. And but in this area, or within 30 kilometers of this very location right here, I've had encounters with this same bear man entity, creature, cryptid, whatever, at least a dozen times, probably more. Usually it's just kind of letting me know it's there, but you know, I would come out here with my sons to sight in rifles, and I would get this really strong feeling that I needed to leave. And I've already told this thing, fuck you, you leave. You know, I have every right to be here. God gave man dominion upon the earth. So, you know, like, I'm well within my right as spoken by God, and God's word is, you know, unshakable. It's unwavering. It's absolute. And so this thing hasn't hurt me yet. What the hell is this? Oh, that's weird. How did that get on there? Hey, look at this. I don't know why this is on the seat of my bike. I don't even know where it came from. Anyways, ever since I got here today, I've been feeling the pressure. Like, I know that this thing is still in the area. I've seen it peeking at me from within those trees up over there. And when it stands up on its hind legs, its head is over 12 feet off the ground. When it went in the bush, I actually saw its rump as it was going in the bush when we're on the quad, when I had my son on the back, and it was easily 30 inches across the rump. And like I've only seen, I never see this whole thing all at once kind of thing. I just see a little bit of it here, a little bit of it there, and man, I'm really getting the feeling that it's just like right over there. Maybe it is, I don't know. Bear man, I call him Scout or Bear man. I think he's here. I don't know if he'll show himself. Hey, do you want to get your picture took? You'd be famous, you know. No one will believe it anyway, you know, if you show yourself, because with modern tech, everybody will just think it's AI. Oh, it's just some asshole in a costume. No one's going to believe it. So if you want to show yourself, you know, I understand if you don't. You usually don't like cameras. Try not to kill my batteries on my camera or anything. They could do that. I've had that happen in this very area. Anyway, I'll show you something else in this area. This video is probably getting on the long side. I'm going to cut it short right now, and there'll be another part to this.